What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Seat, a special Monday edition. So glad you're here with us today. We have my guy Chandler Lyles from Chandler Lyles Recipes and Blogs, which is a handful of a name, and Lyles Barbecue in Kentucky. So excited to have you on, brother. After I watched you on The Profit and we started chatting, I just knew I had to get you in a little sooner and not make you wait 4 months down the road. So definitely want to get you in here and start talking about stuff.
I appreciate that.
No problem, brother. My co-host with the most, the latest winner in AB's Battle of the Kitchens, the reigning champ, the one who's going to bring the title home to the hot seat, my man, my brother, Kent Vandy Weird. Say hi to the people.
Good evening, everybody, for the second Monday in a row. I can't wait to get that overtime check. I think it might go to plane tickets in August for a certain event. I'm not sure.
Oh, we're coming to your house. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the other one.
Yes, Miss BJ.
The other event. Got it.
Yeah, the other thing, doggone it.
Well, we got a lot of stuff going on this summer.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a busy summer. So
yeah, definitely. All right, Kim, do me a favor and set our price for Super Shots tonight. Keep in mind, it's early in the week, not Thursday when we're winding down. We're just starting.
I'm just trying to figure out how bad a week I want at work.
How bad a Tuesday at least?
You know what? Keith Bettag just threw the number in the chat for how many people are here, so it's $23.
There it is.
Thank you, Keith.
Big ones. I love it. All right. My moderators in the chat. Really, I think I've only seen Hobo. Have you seen anybody else?
I saw Hobo. No, just Kris. That's the only one.
All right. Well, Kris, you're the big winner tonight.
Hold it down.
Let's see. People in the chat I see flying by. GT's Barbecue. Gary, how you doing? Jacqueline and Dad. Oh, Keith Bettag, of course, is always keeping score. He just canceled his super shot because he's the only one there. See, LT Arshak, Lewis at Arshak Barbecue. Pickles is in the house. Bill from Chicken Fried Barbecue. Alton, their dog father barbecue. Jimmy Q. Josh and Babe. Enzo from Son of a Pizza Man. Monica, My Backyard Barbecue. And I think Smoky Joe's Pit Barbecue. How you doing? Chicken Fried Barbecue dropped the first super shot of the night, $23.01. So I had mine ready to go. Texas made food. Welcome, brother. See you in there. All right, well, let's take our first shot. You got it, Chandler. Make sure you take a big old swig of that one. Cheers.
And just for the record, Josh is still crying. He's not a moderator.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I feel Hobo discount. I'm running this all by myself.
It's tough to argue with that logic.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Hobo, give us 5 minutes and 55 seconds, and we'll do it again. If I was handing out blue wrenches, this whole chat would look like blue wrenches. Got to keep it under control, guys. Josh, I'll get you if it'll make you feel better. You're feeling unloved. You know, we need to give you that love and a feeling. Oh yeah. Oh, he's supposed to. No, that the buying the wrench was just Corey. So we had a $100 fee for Corey's wrench.
You know what? I talked to him after that, and he said he dang near did it too.
Just to piss you off.
Probably. Because he thinks if he has a blue wrench, he can mute me or time me out. Well, you cannot time out another moderator.
That's awesome.
You can the host, but not a moderator.
That's funny. All right. Do you think we should give Josh and Babe a blue wrench?
Babe, yes.
And Melissa stuck her head around and said no. I don't. So Josh, text Melissa and present your case.
You know, Babe is the responsible party of those two.
I know. If
she gets in with her channel, make her a mod, and then we can hear Josh cry even more.
All right. So if Babe checks in on her channel, we'll give her a wrench. Let's see. Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue And Cuisine, welcome, brother. Good to see you in there.
Hey, Keith Bettag brought up a good point.
What?
He said he does more work than most of the mods in here, and he doesn't have a blue wrench.
You know what? You're right.
Keith is deserving.
But I did give him a spot down below in the
description link.
Sorry, Chandler. This is going to hell real fast. We're just
it's Monday. We gotta get into the work week.
Half the fun of these things is just hanging out in the chat room. So, you know, I just like to have you guys are watching my live reactions, like one of those live reaction YouTube videos now.
There we go. Keith is blue. And Miss Booger's in the house.
Miss Booger, how you doing?
Okay, you gonna get the show started, or you gonna chit chat all night?
I don't know. I feel like I want to chit chat tonight. You want to put in the work?
Let's get a little chatting fluid up for Hobo.
A little what?
Chit chat fluid up for Hobo.
All right, one second.
Time to drink.
Has it been 5 minutes already though?
It is in California. It's like
cheers.
Time.
Hey, there's Babe. Babe of Josh and Babe.
Do it.
I already gave Josh and Babe their own wrench. He's over there crying.
Jesus.
I'm too nice. I don't know. We're just going to give everybody blue wrenches.
This is like a whole new experience for me because usually I'm like 10 minutes late to these chats and I jump in after all this is over. So I had no idea this happened. This is amazing.
This is a little longer than normal.
This is a little bit longer.
I feel so honored.
You should be. Truly, you should be. All right, guys. So, oh, I just saw this comment. It's horrible. All right. Brian from Mad Horse Barbecue dropped a $25 super shot. Brian, give us a couple minutes. Let me at least introduce our guest. Greg Lyles said, let's get this party started. How you doing, Mr. Lyles? Good to see you in there. I assume that's Papa Lyles.
I don't know who that weirdo is. You should probably kick him out.
All right.
I can do that.
Get on that.
Hey, there's no profile photo, so that could be anybody. You know what I mean?
You know, that's true. That is
Somebody
true.
hit the 3 dots next to his name, see if he has any videos up and report back.
Does he have a channel?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. We'll have to see.
All right, guys. So obviously you've already been chatting a little bit. Our guest this week is Chandler Lyles from Lyles Barbecue and Chandler Lyles Recipe and Vlog. Chandler, we got to work on the name, brother.
Well, I'd love to start by talking about the name.
What's that?
I'm happy to talk about the name and discuss why it is that way.
Question. Don't get me wrong. We're going to get into that. We are definitely getting into that. Guys, it's a Monday, okay? So it threw people off quite a bit. You know, anytime we have a Monday hot seat, people aren't quite used to it. So do me a favor, hit the little arrow on down below the screen and share this on the social media. Get this out there. Tell people we're live in effect right now, okay? Let's get some more butts in the seats. Miss J, how you doing? Good to see you in there. John from 1984 Barbecue, welcome. I think that's catching everybody up. All right, Chandler, say hi to the people.
What's up, people? My name is like CJ said, Chandler Lyles. I am 1/3 of the operation behind Lyles Barbecue Company. We're a barbecue restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky, and we've been doing that for like 5 years now. So pretty crazy story going all the way back to the beginning. But I'll let CJ moderate us through all that. I can sit here and just take over especially after the first 10 minutes. I feel like I gotta run the ball for a minute here. I don't know.
No, that's what we got Kent for. We talk a little bit, then we give it over to Kent, and he takes control for us.
Kent's the glue that holds this whole thing together. Let's go, Kent.
Yeah, Kent is the glue that keeps this whole thing together for sure. Let's see, Billy of Strong's Adventures, how you doing? Kim McGinnis, go Kentucky. How you doing? Good to see you in there. Before we start getting the questions, just like always, if you hit show more in the description, you'll see the links for our guest, our co-host, myself, and all our moderators down below. Make sure you give them subscribe if you're not there yet to help us build this community. And if you see anybody in the chat that you'd like to get to know and get to know their channels, make sure you hit those 3 little dots next to their names. They'll take you to their channel and you can subscribe to them. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see here. GT Barbecue says, I'm with Josh. I must have missed something up there. All right. So you just said Lexington, Kentucky, but where are you from?
I'm a little bit of a southeastern a runt, to be honest with you. I was born in South Georgia, and my dad was in the Air Force. Greg Lyles, supposedly in the chat there, he did 23 years active duty, and I was born in southwest Georgia, about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes from where Jimmy Carter lives to this day and is from. So that's kind of the one claim to fame that area of the state has. And then we just kind of moved all around the state of Georgia for about 13 years. Then we went to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we went to Lexington, and then I left and joined the Air Force and went to Texas and Maryland. And so just kind of been all over the southeastern part of the state. I never got lucky enough to head out west where you're at, CJ. I think if I'd have gone out there, I don't think I'd ever left. So
yeah, it's tough living in all this beautiful weather and high taxes and crazy people. But
yeah, I could do without the high taxes, but I text you all the time and I tell you, like, I hate you every time I see you in short sleeve shirts and we're in the end of March and I'm still having to break out the sweatshirts. Like, come on.
It's true, man. It's bad. All right. So I was a little remiss on this. I knew you're a vet, and we always do. We support our veterans on here. So thank you for your service, and we appreciate everything you've done. Everybody give it up for the chat. Say thank you. We always address our veterans and tip our hats to you guys. So I know this isn't a cowboy hat, but, I'm sure Chef will give me some shit about it. But, we appreciate all your support. And
it's true. It's true. I only accept veteran supporting hat tips from people that wear cowboy hats. So, your bowler hat, I can take it or leave it.
All right. So we got a couple more people jump in there. One of our moderators, Easy Bake Barbecue's in the chat. He's the one that's sending out the links. So, guys, make sure you click on the links that Easy Bake puts in there. Man, I saw someone else. Shane, Never Trust a Skinny Chef. How you doing, brother? All right. I think we're good to go. All right. Let's get back to the questions. Family life, wife, kids. I know you got a beautiful little daughter. She was adorable on your little live stream earlier announcing you're being on here. So talk about the family.
Yeah, I got married, I don't know, relatively young. I was 21, and my wife and I waited a while to have kids, and so we had kids about kids plural. We had one kid 2 years ago. So Charlotte Lyles is 2 years old in May. And, oh, man, my wife and I have been married since 2012, so it'll be 7 years in May.
Right on.
And, I'm very lucky. We, both of her parents live relatively close in Cincinnati, and I'm obviously close to my parents because they're about 20 minutes away on the other side of Lexington. So family's everything to us, man. We really mean it. I'm dying to know what Kent's laughing about, though. He's got to fill us in.
Yeah, me too.
Nothing with you, Chandler. If you look back in the chat, where's it at? Where's it at? All hat and no cattle. Chicken fried barbecue.
Nice. That must be a Midwestern funny shit because I don't get it.
It's making fun of California shit is what it is.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Just keep it moving, man. They're all jealous of the weather, man.
That's it.
All of them.
Hell, it was pool weather here yesterday. It got up to 60 in Iowa. Come on.
Kent, you're in Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm in
yours
the
is worse than mine, man.
Ice cream capital of the world, born and raised up here in the northwest corner of the state.
Guys, I forgot, but I forgot about Brian's super shot. Did you put one? Did you take it down? All right,
I'm waiting. I don't want to get fired this early in the week. I'll wait till Thursday.
We got another one on Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
Kid, did you just choke on it?
I just put a fresh dip in.
Oh, that was pleasant.
Oh, you gotta get the lips, man. Don't put a lip in there.
No, it started to go down the wrong pipe.
All right, guys. All right, so we got me, Cranium, one of our other moderators in the house. What's up, Meathead? Whiskey Barbecue's in there. Jack Payne is in there. Mark McCaleb. Random Me, Whiskey and Barbecue. I think I said that. Greg Lyles says he's down with the fedora. Right on, Greg.
that might actually be him because that sounds like something he would say. So
that's awesome.
I give him my endorsement.
All right, cool. All right, guys. That shit's funny. All right, so obviously we know what now?
Do your job. Leave the chat to me, you son of a. Right away.
It's too early. It's too early in the week for this attitude.
Well, write me up. Give me 3 days off. I double dog dare you.
All right, that's it. After this show, you're suspended. All right, View to a Grill. How's it going? Welcome. All right, see, Chandler, if you worked for me, dude, it'd be over, dude. Just drinking and getting fired weekly.
I'm here for a vacation, so that's cool. Does the check still come when I'm suspended indefinitely, though?
Yeah, he gets suspended with pay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's hear. All right. So we know about Lyles Barbecue, which I hope to talk about a little bit. But what's your real job besides YouTube?
My real job is that I work. I'm I guess the technical title is product development manager for the Marcus Lemonis Food Group. And Marcus Lemonis, as some of you guys might know, is the I guess his real job is the CEO of Camping World, and part of what he does with his money is a lot of entrepreneurs do, and he goes out and he'll reinvest in a bunch of other small businesses, and he actually does it through a show called The Profit. For you guys that don't know, and it airs. I think it has like 2 seasons a year, maybe 1 season a year. But it's on Tuesday nights at like 10 on CNBC. And part of how I got the job I have now is, my family was on the show with Lyles Barbecue Company. So I don't know how many people in the chat have actually seen it already, but our episode is something I'm very proud of, and I'm happy to talk about it. I got a lot to say about it, but I want to know what you guys think is interesting before I just start riffing.
Right on. I've looked for it on YouTube to put the link in there, but Jason, if you can find it, go ahead. But if not, maybe find the link for Chandler's episode where he was talking about being on The Profit and throw that in there.
Yeah, I've done. I did a live before the episode aired. I did a follow-up episode to that, and then my channel, my channel is kind of morphed from just barbecue stuff to including this now. And I'm trying to figure out a way to merge the two worlds. So my video production's been a little bit slow, but more and more is going to come. I do know that YouTube has the episode available online on their YouTube renting channel for like $3 or something. So I don't know.
I found it on demand too. So it was, it depends on what you got. Mm-hmm. I watched it, I watched it all the way through, and I tell you what, man, I'm a big old softy, and I've probably dropped a couple tears on the hot seat too, but dude, that one made the allergies tick, a little bit at the end there, brother. So I'm not a guy that cries a lot, to be honest with you. I just don't express emotion that way a lot of times, and it was one of those things, they edited it a little bit weird to where it looked like, I personally was tearing up because of the job offer, but it really wasn't because of that. It was because our family had worked so hard for something, and we have given blood, sweat, and tears to chase the American dream. And, that was just, it was kind of a moment of realizing what had happened for the last 5 years, all of that coming together. And then you sort of just washes over you to where you can't, I didn't know how else to deal with it in that moment, but it was raw and authentic. And I will say this about the show. It's very real. They really don't, there's no producer, at least for our episode. I've not been a part of any other episodes, but for our episode, there was nobody coming around being like, you guys talk about this or say this, or what do you think about that? It was very much so they just come in and start, he comes in, he starts asking questions, and then we go. Right on. I like it. We'll talk a little bit about the experience too, but I haven't seen Mega Fred in there, but I want to ask his lifetime question just because it's what we do. What kind of music are you into, brother? You play any instruments, whatever, anything like that?
I'll start with, do I play any instruments? I am very bad at all instruments. My dad, who, if he's still in the chat, will like this story. I think he spent like $1,000 for a month for me to play guitar, like learn how to play guitar. And this was a little bit before internet videos too, though. So it wasn't like YouTube was an option, but they were teaching me how to play, and I kind of half-assed all the lessons. And like, I can play one song on a guitar, and it's Ode to Joy, and it's like picking individual notes. And to this day, I cannot play a guitar. I actually just played it a week ago at my in-laws' house. I haven't picked up a guitar in 2 years and was still able to play it. So my dad paid $1,000 for me to learn how to play one song on a guitar. And then I had, in middle school, I was in the band because it was mandated. I played baseball and stuff. I didn't really do music, but they thought it'd be good for well-roundedness, I guess. And so I had to play trombone my 7th grade year. And I figured out that I was able to I got all the way to second chair, which, if any of you guys are band geeks out there like I was, I got all the way to second chair, not by being good at trombone, but because when trombone, you have to hit like slide positions, right? And so like I could like see out of my peripheral vision the guy next to me who was first chair and really good. I could just copy his positions, and I was like a quarter second behind him. So, that was my claim to fame with with playing instruments. I'm not good at it. As far as what music I listen to goes, I like it all, man, because I've lived in a bunch of different areas and I moved every 4 years. You meet a new group of kids every single time you would move. They'd introduce me to, obviously country music. I'm from the South. Not so much the new stuff. I don't want to bag on it like everybody does, but like, it's just not for me. I'm not going to hate on it. It's just not for me. But I like country music. I like rock. I like hip hop. I like everything if it sounds good. The only thing I'm not in on is jazz. I can't do the chaos that is jazz music.
So what you're telling me is you're a big fan of Justin Timberlake.
I can get down with JT, man.
There you go.
I don't play.
Then now we can hang out. Now we can chat. All right. Ken, I saw you.
Now I see where the fedora comes from, man. I see that is a JT inspired.
He saw the hot tea. He's like, fine, I need to rock one of those bad boys.
So what? Breaking news, guys. Justin Timberlake's style is curated by our man CJ.
Damn right. All right, Ken, I saw you holding your finger up. You got a point to make?
I had a kid. I played trombone also, Chandler, and we had a guy that would copy the slide. Okay, he'd never blow in his horn. That's all.
Not one time. My dad literally has homemade videos of the one concert that I did. It was the fall concert before I dropped out of the thing. And it was the only concert I did, and my parents were there, and they filmed it. And then it wasn't until years later, after, I'm in my 20s now, and we're watching it back one Christmas Eve or something. And my dad's looking at me and my mom, and they're like, man, you were pretty good. I forgot you were second chair. And I had to tell them. And I think I might've broke my mom's heart a little bit. She was she was really good at like flute. So she was in the marching band and did the whole 9 yards, but not me. The slide chair copy, or the sliding position copy. That's the move if you're going to play trombone.
That's funny. When am I going to I'll let you ask you. All right. So sorry, I didn't want to see a pin flip. We got a couple more people joining the chat. We got Grilling Grandpa's in there. Smokehouse Barbecue asked if he needed to be a Blue Wrench to hang out. Nope. I'm just an old softy and I can't say no to people. So most of the time, if you guys want to be a Blue Wrench, I'm gonna give it to you. But at this particular point, when we have 40 people watching and 20 of them are Blue Wrenches, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly.
I want to see a world where it's like Hunger Games and the Blue Wrenches start moderating the other Blue Wrenches, and then we just it's like full on Thunderdome.
Can Blue Wrenches time each other out?
No.
Damn. All right. So anyway, Paulie Q's in the house. How you doing, Paul? Paul's Q, Paulie Q. All right. BC Benny, Take Top, Barbecue's in there. Rob D, chilling and grilling with Rob D, who is actually this Thursday's guest, is in the house. Eastwood Farms. Kris from Eastwood Farms is in there. I think I've caught everybody that's jumped in so far. Easy Bake's upset that Josh got a wrench. He quit. So
I'm sorry. I'd pull if it meant Easy Bake quitting. I'd probably pull that Blue
Wrench. I would
wrench.
pull Josh's wrench if Easy Bake quit. So Josh,
You guys should
you need to work that stuff out.
Listen, I'm a capitalist at heart, man. I'm seeing a supply and demand issue for these blue wrenches. Like super shots are great, but that's you guys can't drink but so much. But we can give out blue wrenches, and I say we have them limited at 10. Maybe we list them at $100 a piece, and then we get a black market going for the blue wrenches. Like we could do a whole little mini economic experiment here, man.
I like where your head's at. So guys, you heard it here first. Chandler Lyles decreed that we are now charging for blue wrenches.
Yeah, first 10 at $100 a pop.
Well, we already have our first 10 in there, so we need the next ones in there.
Booger knows what's up. She
Booger knows she's him a businessman. You in the business. All right. So any blue wrenches going forward will be charged for, especially cooking with Corey. All right, and those are $100.
We get charged triple.
We charge triple. Okay. Magnolia Barbecue, welcome. New to the group. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Very cool.
Get out while you still can.
Come in another color. No, we only have blue wrenches. It's just the way it rolls. Let's see here. All right. Kent, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you, and then we'll start talking about some other stuff.
All right. I got a couple questions here for you and a couple statements. First one from your Pops. Pops is giving you props earlier when you were talking about the show. He says, "That's my boy."
Hey, I will say this. I want to cut you off just for 2 seconds, Kent. I am blown away by how lucky I am. I won the parent lottery. My two parents were amazing examples, from my mom showing me how to be sentimental and loving to my dad showing me how to work hard and get after it. I won the lottery. When I hear about other people's situations, they set me up on a different level that a lot of people can't compete at. So, much love to them too.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's all your dad had to say is he goes, "That's my boy." He was pretty happy.
I want to see who else we can get to cry in the chat tonight.
So I'm about ready to do it. Cool. Well, Kate, and you're a father too. Don't pin flip because this is sweet. But no matter what, hold the pin. Hold the pin. No matter what age your kid is, obviously you're what, 30s? 30?
I'm 28.
28. Okay, so close to 30. Your father is still proud of you, just like Kent's proud of his 12-year-old, just like I'm proud of my 18-year-old, my 20-year-old. We have 5 kids. Go down the line. I'm proud of all of them. So it doesn't matter what my pops, who's 70, still tells me he's proud of me.
It'll never end. Yeah.
So
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Meat Cranium, man. He said my parents are ... Never mind. Sorry, right. I don't want to encroach on Kent's world.
Chandler, make sure you're paying attention to this, not the chat. You're gonna get a pen flip out of Kent. All right. So Kent, sorry to interrupt, but it was a pretty valid point, and you understand.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with Chandler being, former military and everything, I was away from my oldest boy for 10 weeks when he did boot and AIT back to back. And it was an 8.5 hour drive to go pick him up. You talk about allergies coming out. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, the whole way down, it's anticipation. Then you see him, and then it's real, man. It's pride and happiness and sadness. It's all together. Yeah.
Yep, it sure is. So, all right, let's get on with these here. Next question: what would you change, if anything, on your ultimate food court sandwich?
What would I change? Let's see. To make it better, when I was making it, I put a little, and for you guys that don't know, a little bit of background, me and Kenneth from What's New Barbecue, I saw him in the chat a little while ago. He and I did a collaboration video where we wanted to make the ultimate barbecue sandwich. And, Kenneth's got some major pitmaster skills. And so I was thinking I got to go a little bit outside the box. It really wasn't a who wins situation. I'm just unhealthily competitive, so I always default back to that. So I was like, if I'm going to make something that blows everybody away and is totally different, and I've never seen anybody go around a food court and make a sandwich. And I think our food court's a little different because we got our barbecue restaurant in there. So we have one of our locations there. So I can use a little bit higher quality ingredients. I think the thing I would have done is a little less queso and chili because it became a little bit of a sloppy mess when I added those two things. But besides that, I don't think I'd add anything different. It was actually, believe it or not, pretty damn good as a sandwich. Like I really enjoyed it. You guys let us know in the comment section too. I want to know if you guys saw Kenneth's video and then my video too. I'm just kind of interested to see who saw it.
I watched both. I love that mall one. That was hilarious.
I just tried to do something different, you know. It's just there's a lot like I think that's the thing, you know, if we want to talk about YouTube and stuff, like I love the community here. I love what you're doing here because it's different. You know, I just want to encourage everybody out there that's watching this and that is a barbecue content creator. You know, we're a small community here, but we gotta push the bar and be better and do something different. Because honestly, like I hate the way people sort of disrespect us that aren't in the niche that we're in. You know, they look at us and they're like, oh, bunch of yokels don't know what they're doing. They barely know how to film. And like I just know how talented and funny and interesting all the people are, especially that are in this chat, because I recognize a ton of these usernames and the videos that they put out. But like, keep doing weird stuff and don't worry about views for each video. Just like push the bar, do something different, you know?
You know, the best part I liked about your video, and I forget which store you were at, and then the other guy says, hey, you need barbecue sauce for that?
Yeah.
I
like that a lot. I didn't realize I caught that until I was doing the edit later that night, and I was listening back to all the you know, you're going through all the footage, and we all know how that is when you're editing. You're trying to chop it up, and then I caught that right before I cut it out, and I was like, that's awesome. That should be a shirt.
Oh, definitely. That was I was like, you need barbecue sauce for that? And I was like, he really asked him that. And then
for those of you that haven't seen it, sorry, those of you that haven't seen it, that was the guy that is one of the managers at A&W, which is a hamburger stand here in Lexington. Yeah. Yeah.
We used to have the A&W. We used to have the drive-in here in town. So
yeah, known for their root beer, not necessarily their barbecue sauce. So
yes. Very true. Very true. Next question. Gary from GT's Barbecue, which, by the way, CJ, we owe him a super shot here.
I don't know. He was short $3.
Oh, shit. It's Gary. We'll give him a
break. It's Gary. We like Gary. We like Gary. Did we take the shot for Hobo?
Yeah.
Okay. $5. He says no.
Yeah. All right. Gary from GT Barbecue wants to know, Chandler, what's your favorite whiskey?
You know, I'm from Kentucky, so we drink bourbon here. We don't drink whiskey. And if you want to get that twisted up, them is fighting words. I'm just kidding. I'm an adopted son of Kentucky, so this is something my friends that are born and raised here stand and die on, so I've decided to be supportive. My favorite bourbon is I like Woodford Reserve. I don't drink a ton of hard liquor just because, you know, my work schedule is so crazy that I don't recover very well. But when I do, I like to dig into the bourbon bottle. So, or the Woodford Reserve.
That'll work.
I need to give me some of that because you mentioned that we've talked about that before, and you know I'm a Crown Royal guy, but I've been kind of tiptoeing back into bourbon a little bit, and you know I got 4 rows of single barrel when I went over to Josh and Bibbs a couple months ago. I enjoyed that. You know, I've been looking for some Blanton's bourbon. That's been hard to come by out here, but yeah.
I'll say this: what I really like about that bourbon is that it's a top shelf bourbon. It's not the top shelf bourbon, so you know it's a higher cost bourbon, but it's a really, really good bourbon. It's what we use in our bourbon barbecue sauce actually at the restaurant. And the problem is that the lower, you know, price bourbon you go to, it's just the taste really thins out very, very quickly. I mean, and like all of us, like after 3 or 4 super shots of that stuff, like I couldn't tell you the difference. But you know, if you're just sipping it and it's having a good night, maybe a cigar with it, maybe you're just smoking in the backyard, like it's nice to have one expensive bottle of bourbon. That's my recommendation. Just one, you know, you'll drink it over the course of a month or two and then, you know, replenish it. You drink it faster than that, I got a different link I need to send you. So.
Yeah, right. Crown needs to release Crown Cologne. I love it. Jose Cuervo for Rob D. You poor bastard.
As long as it's 18, as long as it's Jose 1800, that'd be all
right.
He needs to make a video where he remasters that song. 6 rounds of Jose Cuervo.
Exactly. Hobo said, "Of course, a month or 2." He goes through that hot seat. Every hot seat, he's going through a bottle of something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a job qualification.
Yeah, when I was on the hot seat when Hobo was taking it on, I was told I had to drink, and so I started drinking. And then when I took over the hot seat, we kept drinking. And then that devil lady Alicia from Best Bites Forever started making us do shots.
The devil,
and, our livers will never be the same.
pretty sure she alone pickled mine. So
your dad said Pappy Van Winkle. I think a lot of people will agree with that one for sure.
He's got a nicer bankroll than me.
That's true. Yeah, most followers. James from Amon McClaim's in the house. James, I got to tell you, I made some ribs yesterday. I almost tagged you in them because I was so proud of them. Like, James would have loved these ribs. I know you're the rib guy. These were awesome. So, all right. Kent, you got a couple more questions and we'll come back?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a statement from Joe at Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. He says, "Please tell our guest never to sing again."
Hey, this is my hot seat. I'll do whatever the hell I damn well please.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey, you got to understand. Don't tell me what I'm not allowed to do, because that is a really good way to get me to do nothing but that.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more, Chandler. One of our mods, Hobo, says, "Tell Chandler Mrs. Hobo's mom works for the same guy from the show."
Oh, cool.
So
if you want to elaborate on that, I'd love to hear.
If he will, I will repeat it. I don't know. And speaking of mods, Jason from Easy Bake Barbecue right there. He wants to know, when are you bringing back the brisket tacos?
It's crazy. Like Kentucky, we learned how to cook brisket in Texas. My parents were there for a couple years. I was there for a little bit, and tacos down in Texas, especially brisket tacos, were huge. And I don't know, man. I put it on the menu, and they don't sell that well, and they kind of slow ticket times down. And it was a business decision to take them off. It sucks. Like they're things that you like to cook. I think this is the biggest difference between being a backyard barbecuer and a business person barbecuer, is that when you're backyard, do whatever the hell you want. Try stuff, try new things, whatever. But you got to kind of play to the masses, and what people like is cheap prices and quickly, and they like what they like on the menu. Like if I could open a barbecue restaurant and only sell pulled pork sandwiches and French fries, I would. But those are our number one sellers easily. So,
hey, real quick, we're talking about the brisket taco. Oh, dude, put your eyes back in your head, Kent. I know it's one of the things the gentleman who runs the Profit was giving you crap about, but the nachos, are those still on the thing?
Oh, yeah.
How many times are you going to flip that damn thing?
I love Kent so much. Kent is my all-time favorite of everything forever.
Everybody loves Kent.
I'll make a note here on my pad. Nacho question for later. Rock and roll, Kent. Let's go.
Hey, Mike, Everyday Barbecue Cuisine. How you doing, brother? Good to see you in there. Go ahead, Kent.
All right, back to Hobo with the he says Mrs. Hobo's mom trains Camping World employees on sales stuff.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So
she works at the big leagues. I would say what I do is let's call it minor leagues. So
yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, Keith Bettag wants to know when Timberlake's going to be on the hot seat, CJ.
I'm having my people reach out. So once my people hear from his people, we'll probably still get a no, but at least we've tried.
he's never coming on the show because he doesn't want people to know. He wants people to think that he's unique and an individual. And if it gets out that CJ is the one that influenced him, like he's never going to come on the show just for that reason.
True story. Chandler, you want to get hired as the hot seat PR manager? You want to come aboard?
I could do it. Let's roll, man. I got our revenue increased by selling blue wrench things, and like let's rock and roll. Let's make it the biggest show in the land. The next John Boy and Billy, if you want to go there.
So we're bringing
Kid, you're really help me out too, Chandler, because I've tried my best to teach CJ how to make good barbecue, but he's not grasping it. So.
Are you shitting me? I'm the barbecuer I am because of you, Kent. Did you see the ribs yesterday? Did you see the ribs?
I did. They looked they look good. Not quite as good as James. I don't think they're 180 ribs.
Oh, no. I don't think I'm winning any comps with it, but
maybe low 170s.
All right.
Yeah, your ribs looked nice, man. I heard you say you're not going to win any competitions with it. Like, I don't even want to get into like competitions.
All right. So, Kent, you're our hiring manager too. Will you work out the paperwork with Chandler and let's bring him on?
I'm gonna need a raise if I got to do HR shit too now.
Like,
yeah, that's
10%. Will 10% do?
15.
15. Done.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss J. I see you. All right, brother. Ask you a couple questions so we can get back to me.
I'm done for now. I got a couple, but I'm going to save them for later.
Okay, cool.
So you go ahead and finally do something so I can get a paycheck.
All right. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Let's see here. All right. So we were talking a little bit at the beginning. Channel name. Talk about how you kind of came up with that and what made that tick.
Yeah, so we originally my channel was just the barbecue restaurants channel, and then because of the show, we were spinning my Mama Lyles, which by the way, if you guys could link her channel, that would be awesome. We're about 5 videos in on her channel so far. But we were spinning her off because of the show, because she got her own website and barbecue sauces and yada yada yada. And so for whatever reason, I couldn't get YouTube to give me like it was a whole thing. And so I just took over the barbecue channel, and then we spun off. Lyles Barbecue has its own channel now, but most of the videos on the barbecue channel were mine just because I'm the one that shoots and edits all the videos anyways. So I took it over as my channel and I operated as Lyles Barbecue for a while. And then I was like, nobody really, like, I get it why people do it. Like, chicken fried barbecue, GT's barbecue, everyday barbecue and cuisine, Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. I get why you do it, because people that don't know you look at that and go, oh, I at least know what their channel's about. And so that's why I ended up changing it from just Chandler Lyles to Chandler Lyles - barbecue and vlogs. Not because it's like, just say my name, because I want people that don't know who I am to be like, oh, okay, I kind of get what I'm getting from that channel. And I'm trying to sort of pivot the channel away from barbecue and food and more to what I'm really passionate about, which is, business education. If you go watch my vlogs, like, I'm really interested in sharing, the lessons we've learned growing from a roadside tent to a multi-unit barbecue restaurant, and even more of the great stuff that I'm learning in my new job. Those are the things that I really am passionate about. Lyles Barbecue is, if you look at it like this. My mom is the artist. Like, she was the Southern chef. She learned how to cook. We like to joke she cooked farm to table before it was cool and hip, because she literally grew up on a farm in South Georgia. She knows how to make everything. Her mom taught her, that whole song and dance. And she's really, really talented. But artists and people that run their own businesses, a lot of times, like, they don't know the business side of the business necessarily, or it takes them a really long time to learn that. And that's where we became a really good team, is that, my mom was the artist. She made the really good food, and I was the business side of it. And I helped, I managed our finances and I managed our marketing, and I made sure that we sold more and more barbecue. And I think you need that sort of yin and yang relationship. If you are going to start your own business out there, I would say whatever you're not good at, bring somebody in as a partner to fill that void. One of you has to be the artist. One of you has to be the business person. It's very rare that somebody is both of those things at the same time.
Right. No, it makes sense completely. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue, that's where my sign is that I usually have up here. And truthfully, I couldn't put Chandler Lyles recipes and barbecues on there. I don't have enough letters that came with that doohickey, so we left out the sign tonight. So.
I'm deeply offended. Let me just say that.
I'm sure. I can tell you're about ready to walk off as soon as we finish that.
Chandler, there wasn't enough budget to buy a billboard.
Yes.
Put all that on.
My CFO, Mrs. CJ, I'll make sure we get her on that. See, this is
I would never cross the CFO.
Huh?
I would never cross the CFO. Man.
No,
I wouldn't do that.
She runs things. She's also my PR manager, so I will move her role just to CFO if you want to come on to PR manager too. So
I'll do it. We'll talk terms and salary after this, man. I think we'll be good to go.
This hot seat is a conglomerate waiting to happen for sure. So
yeah, and you know it's funny to talk about like naming stuff. Our last name is Lyles, Lyles, and even in the chat a minute ago, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, you know, thanks for your service, Lyle, or the Lyle guys, or whatever. And it's there's no good way when your last name or the thing you name yourself has a last letter S. It's just possessive, and so people look at it like comma S. And so we've tried, and like newspapers have written about us, you know, open and local stuff, and you know, even the description for the TV show, I'm pretty sure says Lyle. And we have people come to the restaurant all the time, like, who's Lyle? Which one of you are Lyle? And so originally we were trying to correct them all the time. And eventually we got to the point where we were like, you know what? I am. What can I do for you? And just kind of ride with it.
Yeah, just let it go. Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. So let's talk a little bit about how Lyles Barbecue got started. I've watched a bit, you know, I've caught up on your channel. I'm pretty familiar to what, you know, how it started and all that and the profit, but explain how you got started with, you know, for our people that are showing in.
Yeah. So, we kind of had two different starting points. My parents were down in San Antonio, Texas with the Air Force, and they were doing, you know, side hustle weekend catering jobs for retiring generals to friends they had in the area. And that's kind of how they got into the barbecue business world. At the same time, I was in Washington, D.C., and I was a single airman living in the dorms. And so on the weekends, everybody was out hanging out on the patio. So there was a smoker out there, and I just kind of picked it up. My parents had been doing it, so I started to learn how to do it, and I really loved it. I kept doing that, and then I got married to my wife, who we talked about earlier in the beginning of the episode. And her and I did this thing where when you get married, you do this crazy thing where you like join bank accounts. And now she became my CFO, right?
Right.
And so when that happened, she started seeing how much money I was spending on my weekend hobby. And she said, you know, you can't do that anymore. And at the time, I was still so enthusiastic for being right. I was like, I bet I can. And she was like, no, you can't. You can't spend that kind of money. And I was like, you know what? If I can sell enough to break even, then you have to, you can't bother me about it, because it's not I'm not dipping into the funds that we're making. This is extra new money that's coming in. And so I literally took a rack of ribs that I had made and vacuum packed. I boiled it to heat it back up. And then I cut it into individual ribs, and I took it around my office like a degenerate drug dealer in the Air Force, you know, tax dollars hard work. And I handed it out to everybody in the office, half civilians, half military. And I was like, $25 a rack cash, you pay up front, and then I'll bring you some on Monday. And I sold enough to break even. They sold them in 3 packs. You know, there was a cryovac of 3 baby back ribs. And I was like, I'll eat one of these and I'll sell the other 2 for $50. And I broke even on it. And, you know, from there, it kind of snowballed for me, where I'd have people come up to me on Friday, be like, hey, are you making ribs this weekend? And then I started taking vacation time. Like the month before I left the Air Force, I was selling like 40, 45 racks of ribs, literally had to take vacation days to fulfill all the orders. And at that point, I was like, we should definitely I saw the business side of it. My mom was working all the cool different recipes. I was using her recipes. And that was it. And so I left the Air Force. My parents separated from the Air Force. We all moved back to Lexington. And then we bought a $2,500 smoker from North Alabama and a pop-up tent from Sam's Club and some tables. And then we started selling barbecue on the side of the road. And some people asked about it. about me making a video on how to get into business selling barbecue on the side of the road. So that's something I'm going to make in the future. If you guys think that'd be interesting, you know, let me know in the comments and I'll read them after this. But yeah, we just took $5,000. That was it. And we started selling barbecue on the side of the road and then went from there. Our first restaurant was in a gas station, and Nicholasville, Kentucky is where the restaurant was. And for those of you that don't know, that's like a little small town outside, about 20 minutes outside of Lexington. And that restaurant was next to a liquor store, the gas station, and an hourly hotel. So we hit like the location trifecta. And it was about a 30-seat restaurant in the middle of nowhere. But it was all we could afford to do. You know, we took a little bit of money. We didn't borrow any money for that restaurant. It was already outfitted. It had walk-ins. It had hoods. It had everything you needed. And the benefit of doing that is that we were able to cut our teeth and learn how to run a restaurant before we go borrow a bunch of money to open up something else. And then from there, about 2 years after the gas station, we opened up in Lexington, actually inside the city limits of Lexington. And we've been at that location for 2 years. The year after that, we opened up in the mall. So now we have 2 stores. And that's the shortened 5-year version of Lyles Barbecue.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm going to take a drink.
You look like you're eager to say something, Kent.
Did you seriously say you were set up next to an hourly motel?
I picked that up too.
Yes. Yes, I think if you go back and I've got a video on my channel. I think it's titled like 6 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Was an Entrepreneur. And you can see it was another barbecue restaurant. They've since closed. They made it about a year, but there was a barbecue restaurant behind me. And then to the, I guess it would be the left, you would see the hourly hotel. But yeah, you can see it. You can see the liquor store. You can see the gas station and the hotel. You can hear the cars driving by on that road about 70, 75 miles an hour. So that's great for location. We had 50,000 cars that drove past us every day, but they were doing 80. So none of them stopped. So we had to like figure out how to be really good at marketing. And that's where Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff came in.
Oh, that's hilarious. We had one in Des Moines like that too. As the hourly motel, you paid and then they'd let you in the gate and go back 2 weeks later and you probably see yourself on closed caption video, or closed circuit. But
I gotta say, Easy Bake Barbecue knows what's up. He's pointing out that it's called Nick Vegas. He knows.
Oh yeah. I've heard that about Jason. So
let's see here. Tom's from Michigan. Thomas. Welcome. Mike Montoya, how you doing in there? Ken, I saw a super chat fly by, but I missed what it was for.
Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue, $5. Buy a bigger friggin' sign.
All right, I'll get our CFO on that for sure. Cheesy E, what's up, brother? How you doing? Good to see you in there. All right. So what made you decide to do all this on YouTube? Start the channel up and all that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of restaurants out there that are doing what we're doing, where you're kind of taking people into the behind the scenes of the everyday and what you got going on. And I think people are really interested in that, to be honest with you. It's funny. Like I've literally been walking through Sam's Club and have multiple people stop me in one trip, go like, "Oh, hey man, like I really like your videos that you do. Like it's cool to see you and your family doing da 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 da." And when you own a restaurant, you're competing with major players, whether it's a local place that's been in business for 20 years or McDonald's, who has billions of dollars with a B, and they can literally afford LeBron James to be a spokesperson. So when that's the competition you're going up against, you've got to find a way to differentiate yourself. And so what we decided to do was really be good at telling our story and making sure people knew who they were connecting with behind the brand. It's not just our circle logo with a pig on fire. It's like, who's the Lyles family behind that? We've not been good at explaining that our last name is Lyles, but we are very good at making sure you know who we are. And I literally get stopped all the time. People come in the restaurant, we branded my mom as Mama Lyles. So people literally come in the restaurant all the time like, "Oh, hey, is Mama Lyles here?" And then they want to talk to her and get photos with her, and it's awesome. So it's just a way it's just a way to differentiate yourself in a very, very competitive space. If you're ever gonna make the jump from being a backyard pitmaster or a home chef in your house, like, and you want to open up your own thing, like, mazel tov, do it. It's awesome. Like, I am chasing the American dream and I love it, but you've got to find a way to market yourself and be different and make sure people connect with you. So.
All right, cool. I know we've talked about Mama Lyles a couple of times too. We need to get her scheduled on here. Once you get her channel where you want it to be and whatever, we got her link in there for sure. But let's get her on the hot seat and since you're our chief marketing officer now, make sure that happens.
I'm PR. I can make that happen. Yeah, that's right. I can get us connected.
Yeah, you know the guy behind the guy. You could have your people talk to her people, I'm sure.
That's right. Yep.
So how long have you been doing the YouTube thing? How long had the channel itself?
Let's see. I started in 2017, January, while we were building out our current restaurant. I started a channel, and I started this vlog series called The Daily Barbecue, and I got it up to like 45 episodes. And it was awesome because when you go back and watch it, like, literally episode 1 was me holding my iPhone, like, talking to it like this close and like with earbuds in, and it sounded terribly and it looked bad. And I literally I did a 10-minute monologue for a YouTube video. And then you watch like the videos I do now, it's totally different. And I think that's a testament to just keep making stuff and keep practicing and keep getting better. But I took all those videos down before the show aired just because I don't remember what was in them, but I took them down to be safe. And I didn't realize you could just unpublish them, and so I deleted them instead. So I think eventually I'll add them back. But, you know, there was all of 2017 videos about us and how we were opening up a new restaurant. And so we've been doing it since 2017. I've been serious about it. 2019 is the year that I've like really gone all in on making it happen, because we're doing the Mama Lyles barbecue sauce and some other online products, and YouTube is really, really good for going nationwide because it's really a search engine more than anything. But it didn't really factor into our local marketing strategy, if that makes sense, for a long time.
Got it. With the sauces you're trying to market for Mama Lyles, talk a little bit about that, because I saw a little behind the scenes where you're talking with the sauce creator, trying to work things out. What is really what's the hardest part about it? I guess what I'm trying to say, like, what's been the biggest challenge getting those sauces going?
It's it's a startup company. Even though it was a deal done with Marcus and through the show and all that stuff, it's still a startup company. And my parents are busy running the barbecue restaurant. My dad has another job. He works for this other startup in Lexington. And then I have my job where I work for the food group itself. And it's a full-time job to launch a consumer packaged good company. And there's just honestly not been time to really set up an efficient system. We took in all the orders we took in through the show and all of that, but we had a hell of a time redeeming them all because we didn't have all the kinks worked out in our distribution system yet. And so we basically, we put up on the website, sold out. I would encourage anybody to go to the website and sign up for the email list for when we do get ready to launch again. It's why I didn't send you guys any sauce samples yet or anything. And I'm going to be sending that out. But, we're basically, you got to get, like, we had a really big learning curve for that first run of orders. And we've never sold barbecue sauce online through the mail. Like, shipping costs, by the way, are like literally bullshit. Like, shipping on barbecue sauce is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like it is impossible. So we've literally been learning everything about a new startup business, and you can't, branding and reputation matters a lot to me. It matters a lot to the people that I'm involved with. So instead of, just launching something for the sake of it being out there still, we just shut it down for now until we can really get it rock solid. We're not in a hurry. We're growing it the right way, growing it slow. And I think if you're going to start your own business, that would be my biggest advice. Grow slow, grow over time, learn as you go, but like, don't ever try to get too far out over your skis. Push it a little bit, be a little uncomfortable, but don't ever go so far as to where you'll be out of business or bankrupt or worse if you don't make it. You know what I mean? So we went a little, we learned a little, we shut it down. We're taking lessons learned to fix stuff, and then we're going to go again. All
right, cool. Jason, what's the website that you guys have where you have your newsletters? Because the sauces obviously aren't ready to sell, but
go to MommaLyles.com, MommaLyles.com, and it'll come up.
Jason, go ahead and throw it in there too, if you would, please. Thank you. I see Cooking with Corey made it, and Cooking with Corey was already put on timeout.
It's a ritual. It's our thing.
Okay, it's your thing. Corey, we did talk about blue wrenches. A couple more people got some blue wrenches tonight. The price is still $100 per Kent, so it's up to you. You want to keep getting time? No, wait. I'm sorry, Kent. It's higher. What's the new price?
That's $1.50 for Corey. $150.
$1.50 for Corey. All right, so Corey, there it is, brother. I mean, I want to give you a blue wrench, but Kent's he's our hiring manager, and he wants to make sure all our blue wrenches are on top of things, I guess you'd say. Oh, I can't even keep a straight face. Okay, I saw Terry Lyles in there. Who's that one?
It's probably my uncle.
Okay, Terry Lyles, right on. Jim Littler's in the house. Magnolia Barbecue. That guy's Trey Chapman, I believe. He jumped in there. New friend, new channel, Magnolia Barbecue. So check him out. I saw Ray Guy. I saw Sarah Hoodie in there. I think I've caught everybody that's jumped in and out. Joe Smokehouse and Barbecue. Welcome, brother. Raleigh Smoke. There you go. I think that catches us up. All right. I got a couple more questions, and then we'll go back to Kent. Okay. So you've been doing the YouTube game for a while now. What
I would say seriously since January. And I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. I've really become addicted to creating videos on the internet. It's a lot of fun.
So you're talking about January 2019?
Yeah. I would say for about 3 months I've been really, really serious. I started reaching out to guys like you, trying to do these sort of collaboration things to help, get the word out about my channel. Cause that's the biggest thing is when you're so small, like nobody knows who you are. And I'm lucky I got a little bit of an interesting backstory, and plus we have the restaurant, so there's some credibility there. But that's since January we've taken it seriously, and I've gone, I think we're up to like 700 subscribers. It's nothing much, but it's about 300 more than we had in January. So I'm pretty happy with that. So far, so good. I'm just trying to catch you, man. Every day I look at you and I'm like, damn it, CJ, damn it.
Well, what's funny is every day I look at like Chef Johnny, and he's telling us, oh, I'm almost to 20,000, and Booger too, almost to 20,000. And I'm looking at them going, God, why can't I be like them? I work hard. I do 2 videos a week. I do talk shows. I try, man. I did a video on how I got to 1,000 subscribers. Like 5 things I did, and I jumped in collaborations when I could. I do the same stuff. I get on every live stream I can and say hi to the people and interact, and it's a grind, man.
Yeah, that's the right word. I think it's a grind. I think that it's I think you have to kind of check your ego. At least I'm talking to myself here, really. You have to check your ego at the door. You have to say, what is the real reason I'm doing this for? And eventually for me, I stopped making videos that I thought would do well for the internet, and I started doing videos that I really just enjoyed making. And that was the biggest thing that made 2019 different than 2018 or 2017. Right. Is that I'm just making things that I enjoy to make. I want to learn how to make a Hasselback potato. I do some research and I put it on I make a recipe video out of it. I want to make a cast iron fried ribeye. I do a video on it, and boom, that's it. Like, I don't want to, those aren't high search terms on YouTube. And I don't think they're going to ever get that much play, but I had a lot of fun making them, and they were really good to eat. And I think that's how you last on this sort of channel. And that's how we lasted in business. Just do what you like. And eventually, if the market likes it, they'll follow you. But if not, It is what it is.
You got to be a little bit driven too, and either you're driven and you really want to make it to the top, you want to do a bunch of stuff, or you want to have fun and you're making some videos for fun, or you could be like me and you're a combination of both. Like, I am driven, I want to make this as big as I can, but I also have a good time talking with Kent every week and all our moderators and everybody in the chat. This is a good time for me. And, you know, I just, it's fun and it's work. And
yeah, it's both, right? It's both. You're chasing, you're doing what you love to do. You're having a good time doing it. But at the same time, like, anybody that puts their face on camera and on the internet for strangers to judge, I always love in our Facebook group that you've got where people are now posting their like trolls from the comment section is a good
troll
time.
of the week.
But I mean, anytime you're gonna like do that and go through the rigmarole and stay up late at night editing videos and like you're gonna do all that, like there's ego involved there, and we all want to scratch that same itch, but that's okay. Ego and ambition, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of great shit's been built on the back of those two things. You know what I mean?
I agree. Kent, I saw you flipping a pen or something over there. I just literally.
No, that was a replay from earlier.
Okay. I'm literally like giving you a compliment. I love talking to my guy every week, and he's like, fuck this guy. Corey's back.
Corey, I am free. Corey, that's awesome.
Cool. So being that you've been working on the channel for a while, what's like, if someone's just starting out, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting a YouTube channel?
The one piece of advice I would give is know what niche your channel is going to serve. I think that is the best advice that I've gotten to this point, and I've kind of done a slow steer away from, you know, for 2 years the channel that I'm on was all about barbecue stuff, and I've slowly steered that ship away and started putting more business content in it because I want to be a channel for small business owners, and specifically the niche we're going to start serving in the next like 45 days. You're going to see me put more videos out directed directly at small business restaurant owners, just because that's the lowest hanging fruit for what I already know. Right. But my ultimate ambition is to help all kind of small business owners out there just like me. It doesn't matter what genre you're in, but you have to start really small and really niche and go from there. I mean, you've done a great job with the is it the air fryer that you work on, right? A lot of times. And
yeah, that food.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that you gotta pick your niche, and that's really the way. If you want to get like organic discovery, like that's how you do it. You got to pick, like, there's a ton of people in here that do barbecue, like that's awesome. Like niche it down, go from there.
It's about knowing about what's gonna get views or whatever, right? So I know that air fryer videos and gadget videos get more views, right? Mm-hmm. I prefer to cook outside. You know, ever since I've met Kent and all these guys in the chat, you know, got my first Weber kettle, all that good stuff. All I want to do is barbecue. So yeah, I've decided that my schedule of shooting is one barbecue video, one video that makes me happy per se. You know, kind of satisfies whatever itch I have that week with barbecue, and then I'll do one kind of gadget video. So, you know, the food, I think it's pretty big right now. So I've been pandering to that.
I think it's a good case study to say, like, your first 1,000 subscribers, your first however many videos were really focused in on one specific niche, and then you've kind of slowly expanded it out. Now you're up to like, I think 4,000 or whatever. But it's like you're from 1 to 10, let's say, you're going to expand your niche a little bit, and then from 10 to 100 you're going to expand it a little bit more. But I would argue that if you hadn't started at that one very narrow thing and been an expert at it, you never would have got the first 1,000. And that's part of the reason that my channel has not gone beyond, you know, 700. Before I really got niched down and focused, it was at like 400. And the reason it was at 400 was because we weren't posting frequently. We were on no kind of schedule. Our content was all over the place, and we didn't have a specific narrow focus. You know what I mean? And I think anybody out there just really needs to hone in on what it is their channel is going to stand for.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. All right. So your first few videos, obviously, are kind of more food related, but if someone were to come up to you now what one video out of all the ones you've done so far would you recommend for them to watch?
Oh, man. That is a great question. I think it would depend on what it was they wanted. I would probably ask the question like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to make something that, do you want to make food that tastes really good, or do you want to become a better business person, or do you want to start your own business? Because if somebody was going to say, I'll default to the start your own business one because that's my, that's the niche that I'm going towards. That's what I want to do.
Right.
I would say that you need to go watch the video that talks about the 6 things I wish I knew before I started my own small business, because you may understand and you may know, you probably understand all of those things, to be honest with you, but you haven't, like, I don't know, after doing it, you really internalize them. Does that make sense? Like the difference in those two, like, you can know something educationally, but until you go through it, you don't really internalize it. And I think, you know, one of the things was like giving up everything to chase this dream. That's one of the 6 things. And like, if you want to talk about that for a minute, like you literally are, if you want to be successful and you want to grind it out through the no one in the market you're trying to serve knows you, you're going to literally have to give up everything. Give up Thursday nights with CJ on the hot seat. You can't watch any of those anymore. They're out. Like for us here in Lexington, the big thing is Keeneland is twice a year. Kentucky football, Kentucky basketball. I haven't been to any of those things. I think I've been to 1 football game in 5 years. And the reason is that you punt on everything else so that you can chase this one dream, because it's literally going to take every little bit of effort you have to make it work, because it's such a hard thing. You're trying to start momentum on a giant ass train. And the only way to do that is to really focus all of your energy in on it, you know, and that's the difference in a hobby and for fun. Like the YouTube channels, like most of our friends have on here, like they're just for fun. They're having a good time. Like maybe something comes out of it. They make a business down the road, whatever, but it's not how they feed their family on Monday. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, of course.
When it becomes, this is how we're going to feed our family. You don't have friends. You're not doing social things. You're like everything's gone except that. And I would encourage you to understand that. And then I would encourage you to make sure that everybody in your household knows that that's about to happen, because that's something I messed up on with my wife, is not fully getting her on board with that in the beginning.
Right.
And that was a big growing pain for us as we went over this for 5 years. So.
All right. Is the wife in there right now?
No, I think they. No, I think Charlotte just got a bath, so I don't know. They just disappeared.
We don't want to bring naked babies on.
Demonetized channel.
Yeah, no, we got to make sure we keep it cool with that. Tom's Food Factory said he sounds like my old Amway Diamond. I don't know if that's the higher up on the chain or something for Amway. That's funny too.
I don't. Who said that?
Tom's Food Factory.
Fuck Amway, man. Like, this isn't a multi-level thing. This is a
fucking, like real life, dude.
I was selling real fucking ribs on the side of the road with my parents for fucking a year. There's no goddamn Amway.
There you go.
Like multi-level marketing is like, it's not at its core, it's not bullshit, but it is bullshit.
It has the purpose 99 place, but
most of the people in it are full of bullshit. But,
exactly.
You know,
the top 1%, it's like America. The top 1% make all the money, and then that's it.
They don't, like, you know, that's not a, like, people don't understand. Like, I'm not going on this tangent about multi-level marketing, but if you're going to start your own business, you're going to sell food, you're going to cater, you're going to do whatever, like, it's not fucking multi-level marketing. That's actual hard work. And like, here's the thing. When you hear stories all the time about, oh, this business, they started in their garage and they grew and they, like they, you know, then now they're a big, huge success. Like, the part of that story that gets fast forwarded through every single time, like Apple Computers, for instance, was started in a garage. And it's like 5 seconds of the story is they started in a garage and then they move on to all the fun, exciting stuff. When in reality, they spent years in the garage grinding and dealing with the bullshit that comes from being in the garage. And the only way they were able to make it is they literally punted on everything else and they went all in on the building of the computer in the garage, or whatever. I mean, that's just like, if you want to win, you want to make it in life. It's cliche for a reason, because it's fucking how it works. If you want to be something in this country, it's not because, like, you're not going to get put on by anybody. You're going to have to fucking grind, and you're going to have to go get it. Like, that's the way this thing fucking works. And it's not multi-level marketing, and it's not bullshit. Like, it's real. Like, you either pay the price or you fucking don't, and that's it.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
Take a second. Tom, F you.
I'm just like, I'm sorry. I didn't even see the comment. Like, he's probably fucking with us. Like, I get it. But, like, for anybody that believes that, he's probably messing with us, and he's a good dude. I get it. But, like, anybody that believes that stuff, that's who that's for. Not him, not the joke. But, like, if you believe that stuff, that's a you issue. Not like, that's your problem.
Right. Nah, don't worry, dude. You just gave Miss Booger a hot flash. Let's see. Jimmy Q said, I think MLM is a trigger. yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's funny, guys. No problem. I think you just drove your dad out, though. He said, good night, guys. Good stuff. All that cussing made Papa Lyles bail.
Yeah, I had to learn somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah. I saw Hobo and Josh tickling each other's nuts about I'm with her, some shit like that. I made a pretty valid point, but, you know, they always got to get hanging off Trump's nuts and feel good about themselves. So, Kent, I've finished these round of questions. Do you have anything to add? I've seen some body movements, some laughing, some standing back.
The thing I was laughing about the hardest is my other iPad lit up over here, and the title to the video that popped up, that time I got fired.
Oh,
I'm not sure whose video that is.
Oh, that's mine. Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's the last one I did.
It popped up, and I just started laughing. I was like,
can't get used to that.
So,
Tom said he's only joking. He loved what you said. He was just joking about his animal day. It's no big deal.
It's all good, man. I'm very passionate about, if you work hard, like I think America gets vilified in 2019, man. Like, the American dream is still alive and well, and even more so than ever before. Like, the internet is the middleman. There is no one else out there telling you can or can't. Like, if you have a business idea, the good and bad thing about the internet is that everybody can do it, you know?
Right. All right, that's cool. I see LeprakonTV's in the house. Another winner from the hot seat. Very cool. Let's see here. Kent, go ahead.
All right. Bill from Chicken Fried Barbecue wants to know, are you on barbecue? Are you a sauce or no sauce guy?
I'm a sauce. Sauce shouldn't be necessary, right? You gotta sauce should complement the meat. Sauce should elevate the flavor of the meat. But if your meat needs sauce, like, you got something wrong there.
Very well put. Griddle and Grandpa wants to know, are you a wrap or no wrap guy on your brisket?
I'm assuming, like, in the middle of the cooking process. Is that probably what he's talking about? I'm a no wrap guy. We put our briskets on the smoker overnight and let them roll until they're done. And then when they come off, we wrap them and put them in the hot cabinet until we slice them and serve them.
Okay. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. I got a couple from him on here. First of all, he noticed that football up there on that cabinet behind you. What team is on that football? And please answer carefully.
Well, like I said at the beginning, we're from Georgia originally, so we're big Georgia football fans around here, including the Atlanta Falcons. That's actually a Georgia Bulldog football signed by Kirby Smart, but we're Falcons fans too, including the heartbreaking 28-3 debacle we had in the Super Bowl a few years back. So better or worse, that's it.
All right. Well, he was hoping it was a Cowboy football, and I was like, for the love of God, anything but the Cowboys. That's about as bad as the Vikings in my book. But all right. Another question from Joe. What kind of pits do you cook on at the restaurant? And if money was no object, what pit would you like to have?
Oh man. We cook on a it's an Old Hickory at the restaurants. We have a big, I don't know what the model is for the one we have at the main restaurant. It's it's the big rotisserie one though. We just have one of those there, and then we have in the mall, we smoke everything on site at the mall with a CTO from Old Hickory as well. If money was no option, I don't know. I think I'd like to have a, Old Hickory or a Southern Pride on a trailer. Like, I'd really enjoy that. We've already got a big steel welded, offset stick burner that's all manual. I love cooking on that thing, but it's impossible to run a restaurant on that. It's just, at least in Kentucky, it's just not a big enough barbecue market here that you got to have an automatic smoker. It's just, if you're going to be in a restaurant, the best barbecue we make though comes off of that. We call it the diesel. It comes off the diesel smoker. Best smoke ring for sure.
Well, if Bugger wasn't here, I'd tell you the name of the one I built, but Bugger, close your ears.
Offline.
It's called the Old Bitch. I just don't want to offend Bugger with the bitch word. That's all.
She's easily offended for sure. Do you see what your buddy put in the chat, dude?
Who?
Corey. He shortchanged the super shot.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He was in timeout. He's got to pay the full amount.
We're gonna see a $3 super chat come through. Cheers, guys.
Oh well. Not all people that live in Nebraska are assholes. We got our moderator, Mr. SmokeyGoodness, in here. He's all right.
Oh my God.
We love SmokeyGoodness.
Where did that go? I just saw a question for you real quick here that I missed. Smokehouse Barbecue wants to know, Chandler, what kind of wood do you guys use?
We use hickory here in Kentucky, but our preferred wood is pecan wood. It's just really hard to get where we're at. Being from Georgia, we got more pecan trees down there than we know what to do with. You can literally go to any farmer near us and just be like, you guys got any limbs, branches, whatever trees need to be cut down? You could be set up on pecan wood until the end of time down there, but you just can't get it up here.
Yeah, I have a buddy that used to be in Alabama. He lives in Interlochen, Florida now. And about once a month, he brings me up a crate full of pecan wood. That's the
best kind of friend to have right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A friend that brings you wood is that seems a little get a little awkward there.
You're having a hobo moment, I'm telling you.
I'm sure. Speaking of the devil, we're gonna give Hobo a discount one because I need more shots. So cheers.
Well, hold on, I gotta pour one.
Corey, thanks for putting the extra $3 in. And I tell you what, I like you, Corey. So we'll drop your blue inch. We'll drop your blue inch fee to $125. We'll knock $25 off the top just because Kent doesn't love you.
Doesn't love him. Come on, I even commented on his Cuban sandwich. Come on.
Oh, I missed that one. I need to check that
out.
Oh,
it looked good. I got it. It pains me so bad to say that.
It was so good. Pains you to say so.
It looked.
Hobo's wearing off on CJ. Love it.
Even with the pickles on it, it looked good.
Nice. Smoky Joe's Pit Barbecue. Hello, CJ. I brought you some wood. Put that little thing away.
All right.
Off the rails tonight.
Speaking of Hobo, Chandler, what's your thoughts on competition barbecue?
Man, that's crazy. This is me personally, man, and I'm probably in the minority. I look at it like a good time, like let's all have fun hanging out all weekend, and you try to win, and it is what it is, but it's objective. It's a subjective sport, like cheerleading or dance or whatever. Like you're gonna look at it and go, so-and-so's ribs taste better by 0.1 or 0.2. Like you can't tell me that. I don't know. I'm torn because I'm a competitor and I like winners and I like losers if we're going to play a sport that competes. But every time you do a competition, it's a good time. It's good to hang out. And I think that's what matters more than the winning and the losing. But the only thing that makes me hedge against that is people spend a bunch of money to do weekend competitions, man. So I would just like to see us have a better way of judging. I don't know. The food sits there for a while. 6 judges taste 6 boxes versus 6 other people chasing different boxes. It's just, I don't know. I just wish we had a better way of doing it. That's all.
Yeah. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue said it's like running into an old high school girlfriend, but fun but expensive.
Yeah,
that's such a good way to do it.
It is a very expensive hobby, and I will. Well, actually, my CFO will attest to that. with that rig I got sitting outside now. That's.
Do you have one of those discussions too?
Well, actually, I found it, and she looked at me and she said, "And I should have got it on video. If you want it, go get it."
It's a trap.
Yeah. I thought I was going to have the big one. I really did.
Yeah, I think it's a good time, but I do think that, like, when you run into these restaurants, like I hate going into a barbecue restaurant and they tout how many barbecue restaurant or barbecue competition trophies they have, and they get you excited, and then you sit down to eat the food, and it's terrible. And you're like, where the hell did the barbecue go for all this competition? I mean, tell me in the chat, like, have you guys ever been to a restaurant that touted all these championships and then blah blah blah, like, and then their food is just not good? It's a different thing, And I don't know.
I think a lot of our Texas boys have been to like Franklin's and obviously Texas and Austin, and they could probably agree with that. My only experience was Harry Sue last week. I got to sample his steaks, and he's got a garage full of trophies, and it was magical for me, man. So
I think competitions in restaurants are different, though, right?
Oh, right.
It's not like Harry had his trophies sitting out during the hot seat all around.
Oh, no. He
has a video where he's in looking for something, and he's in that garage, and it was one little trophy he was looking for.
Right.
Amongst all these trophies that are taller than Harry.
Yeah. It was kind of a trip. We caught a little bit as we were walking in. He didn't like take us on the tour of the garage, but I had seen it in other videos. The level, the amount of trophies, like, he don't park in the garage, man. All his cars are out front, and he has all the paper checks. He's made tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars doing it. He's probably spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars to make it there and all that stuff. But
I look at it like having a YouTube channel. Like, how much money have you spent making all the videos that you make, right? But you've not really made any money back. I mean, most of us are doing this because we have a good time and it's fun to sit here and talk to CJ or do collaboration videos with it. I mean, like, it's just a good time. Like, that's how I look at it. As long as your perspective on it is, I'm here to have a good time, hang out, have a good experience, maybe get a good story to tell, like, then it's worth doing. It's worth spending the money on. But, like, if you're going to have your ego and everything else wrapped up in it, I don't know. It's not all that.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm about to do my taxes. We've set them up already, and I'll give you a figure on how much I spent on this YouTube channel pretty soon. Cooking with Corey put $1 in. That's not going to get you a blue wrench, buddy. All right, I tried.
You're going to have to add a 0.
John Knapp, how you doing? Harry still same WSM. Harry's still the same WSM. Yeah. He's very has all this stuff on there. Corey, you don't get a hobo discount. He has all this stuff in his backyard. Just down to earth guy. Talks a mile a minute, but I love spending time with him. I was actually, we were filming another video that I'll put out, later of the experience, and I cut out, a fair amount that we just had the camera rolling, and just sitting there, just hashing back and talking back and forth, and all the competitions, all the knowledge that he has, it's just insane. But obviously, before I talk this, so we'll come back to you. All right, Kent, go ahead, brother.
All right. He had to leave the chat here tonight, but Gary from GT's Barbecue wants to know, what's the best-selling side at your restaurant?
Mama Lyles is smoked macaroni and cheese, and it's not even close. It outsells our hand cut French fries 2-to-1, and the French fries outsell everything else too. So I think we sell 4 sides of macaroni for every 1 side of everything else. Like, it's the smoked mac and cheese has a cult following. Also, the homemade hush puppies she does have a cult following, and then we have a homemade potato bun that we bake from scratch. That's really, really good. So it's not like a stadium bun that you get from Sam's Club or whatever, which is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I eat that, but we definitely elevated it a little bit with the homemade sweet potato bun.
Is that one of the recipes she's gonna put on her channel, or has she already?
I don't think you're gonna get the homemade hush puppies or potato bun recipe. I think that's
what about
probably
the smoked macaroni and cheese?
I think those are all in the vault next to the secret Coca-Cola recipe. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right, fair enough. All right, guys. Let's see. Nate Dogg from White Thunder Barbecues in the house. A guy we're working in secret to get him on the hot seat soon. So hopefully we get.
Well, it's no secret now, is it?
No.
Genius.
But don't tell anybody. All right. Let's see. Cooking with Corey. You cannot have Hobo's discount, as he said. He worked a year to get that shit. So. There it is. All right.
Hey, as the PR director for the hot seat, do I get a blue wrench? I think that's the
I have. Put a comment in there. I'll give you a blue wrench. Yeah, blue wrench is for everybody except Corey. You have to pay for it. Anyway, love you, Corey.
Corey than I am.
All right, cool. You got to have more than just those couple questions, right?
Well, if you'd ever shut up, I'd get.
Okay, so let me interrupt you real quick.
He's been throwing his pen all night long. Let's get to the pen throw.
Awesome. I forgot to say something at the hour mark, but we're coming up on an hour 30 minutes. You still going strong? I still have a handful of questions. He still got a bunch of questions. Keep rolling.
Yeah, as long as people are interested, man. I don't know. I think I read through the comments. I made some people upset with my passion plea for the entrepreneur in America. But
it's just Chef.
Suck it.
Don't worry about Chef. Let's see here. Obviously, it just you get passionate about something, and it is what it is. It's the beer talking. Chef, give him a pass. We're gonna be in the hangout after the hot seat. So. You guys
can hash it out. It's the Kentucky craft beer, man. It's the Kentucky craft beer. That's all I gotta say.
So you guys can hash it out and hug it out when we're done. All right, Kit. I'll try not to interrupt you anymore for now.
Look, he's graduated from the pen tossing to the mustache tapping. That's when you're in deep shit.
I know, right?
You know what the funny thing is, CJ doesn't even know what the pen flip means. There's people in the chat that know what the pen flip means because I told them.
What does a pen flip mean? Tell me. That's what it means. Got it. Cooking with Corey, nope. 125. That's your cost. And we're not negotiating. I gave you a discount before we even started negotiating. I can't help it.
Hey, as your PR manager, I would recommend you go up. If he's going down, you go up. You say, okay. You're saying 25, it's 150.
I'll go to 130. We're gonna negotiate up. There it is.
I wonder why I can't get a fucking raise around here.
I'm a horrible negotiator, Chandler.
No shit. Chandler, can I come work for you? God damn it. This guy's busting my balls, and I ain't getting nowhere.
Making him work twice a week. Ooh.
3 times 1 week about fucking killed me. Midnight every.
That was horrible.
Oh.
I hated that. I have apologized for that. That was rough. We will not do 3 a week again. Why are you flipping your pen?
Yeah, who are you flipping off, Chandler?
I think as the guest, anytime I go more than 60 seconds without talking, I'm gonna start flipping my pen. It's like, why the hell am I here?
Smokey Joe's Pit Barbecue. Any idea why my hangout idea doesn't work? No. Well, I'll try to send one privately after we get done and see if that works for you, buddy. Cooking with Corey said he just unsubscribed to Chandler. So there you go. That's gonna show him. View to a Grill says you almost cuss as much as my wife, and I'm even being well behaved tonight.
Somebody, I don't know if you wrote this down, Ken, or not, but somebody was asking about if we could just use Amazon for shipping our sauces. Did you have that one written down? Or
Yeah, that was Kris at East Wind Farm. So go ahead. That one of my questions. Go ahead and address it. But
that's a great point. I mean, Amazon, how they make money is that they beat UPS or FedEx up for 80% of shipping rates. So they drive the price way, way down on that. And then they also, from the person that's selling goods on their site, whoa, from the person that's selling goods on, what's that?
I think that's the first time somebody burped while talking.
Straight up. We've had someone pass out. We've had someone in an ice bucket. And now we had a burp. Listen.
Wait a second. Somebody, I got to go back and watch that one. But I would say, I would say that, you know, the thing is that Amazon takes like 15% off the price of the product, plus the shipping rate. I mean, it's just when you add it all up, you make a little bit of money, but it's not as much as if you could figure it out yourself. I mean, the better thing to do is to get along with a bigger company to do some sort of distribution thing. It's I'm not going to get into the nerdy details of how to make it work, but basically Amazon is both good for the consumer, but really, really tough for the person producing the product, because they hold all the power. And when you hold all the power, you can set the terms however you want. And that doesn't usually end up with a good deal for the vendor.
Right.
It's the golden rule.
Right.
Whoever holds the gold makes the rule.
Yep.
So. Corey said he will now resubscribe to you.
I appreciate that.
And Pickles just showed up. Pickles Barbecue.
Pickles has been here.
You see Boogers coming right there?
Yeah. If I wasn't subbed already, I would sub because of that burp. I didn't see...
my body felt another rant.
1984, who peed in a bucket? That was Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria. All right.
He's awesome, by the way. I love his channel.
Oh, dude. Red's intense,
man. Red's intense.
Let's see. Got this.
All right. Here comes your local stalker with a list of questions. Jason from Easy Bake Barbecue. His first question is, what is it like shopping with Mama Lyles?
Shopping with Mama Lyles?
Yep.
You know, I'm going to tell you this. Mama Lyles is an artist, which means she wants to buy everything with no eye or opinion on how much stuff costs or how we're going to make a dollar selling it. So shopping with her is always an adventure where I'm trying to say, hey, maybe we try to buy a little less and change the recipe and make it so that we can make some money on it, because you're not going to be able to charge but so much for the plate of food.
Right.
I will say that Mama Lyles is never wrong. So usually we just end up going with whatever she says, and I just have to figure it out.
Well, you know, she brought you into the world. She can still take you out.
Hey, I respect that more than you know.
All right. Next thing is a comment from Easy Bake. He said you can stop by the Southbrook subdivision anytime you want, just so you know.
Respect.
And then he said, tell us about your Shark Tank episode.
Oh, yeah. So one of the early videos on the YouTube channel was when we went to an open casting call for Shark Tank, and we thought that we could get on the show because we had a gas station restaurant. And we went up there to Chicago for the open casting call, and I think it was like maybe a Tuesday, and the casting call was on a Wednesday, and we got in a line with literally, if you watch the video, there's like a time lapse where I walk the entire line. I mean, there's got to be 600 something people there, and every single one of them has an idea for a business, or they already have a business and they're selling stuff. I mean, it was so much fun. The most fun I had that weekend, or that couple of days we were in Chicago, was literally walking the line, talking to people, asking them like, what's your business idea? What's your business idea? And some of them, just like the show, when you watch it, you go, you know, that's really dumb. I would never buy that. And some of them you go, that's really that's awesome. Like, I'm definitely going to get one of those. Like, I would buy one of those. I mean, it's just cool. For me, it was very inspiring to see that many people in America chasing the entrepreneurial dream, trying to start their own thing from nothing. I mean, there was nobody there that was like coming from millions of dollars. You know, it was a bunch of bootstrapped organizations, and it was really cool.
And you talked to all of them?
I talked to like 4.
4. Okay. Hobo Nichol BBQ says he remembers an old video of yours on employee turnover.
Yep.
He says, any more thoughts on that? He said you had to have hundreds of envelopes of tax forms.
I think we had, I don't remember how many exactly. I mean, it was probably 60 or 70. I mean, it's way too much. But yeah, I mean, employee turnover in restaurants it's just one of those really tough things. We have a handful of employees that are great and have been with us for a really, really long time. We offer benefits to our managers, and, you know, we try to do right as best we can with the thin margins we have. But, you know, you look at somebody's resume that works habitually in restaurants that might be a little older, you know, they literally spend 3 to 5 months at a restaurant and then they leave. And that's sort of that was one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn, was how to manage high employee turnover, because I came from an Air Force background where it was one team, one fight. Everybody was on the same page. Like, even when you're frustrated, you don't quit and give up, because, by the way, if you quit, you go to Leavenworth. Like, you don't really get that option. So I kind of had a little bit of ignorance about it when I first started hiring employees. It sucks. It hurts. At some point you're like, fuck, like, I wish, you know, what are we doing wrong? Like, and you're trying to figure it out. But honestly, it's just the culture. It's just the way it is. For some people, they're going to keep hopping from restaurant to restaurant. Like, you could literally look at somebody and just go, hey, I need you to do your job this way. And you try to tell them you're not even mean about it. You're not even aggressive. You're not yelling, nothing. You're just telling them, hey, I need you to meet our standard. And they don't want to, and they leave. And it is what it is. And that was a lesson that, if you're going to start your own business, especially a restaurant, and have that sort of employee, like, that's something you got to learn.
Chef Johnny just put comment. He said he had to send one of his chefs to a friend's restaurant Saturday because his friend got arrested.
That stuff happens all the time.
Yeah. All right. Raleigh Smoke wants to know, are you a mutton eater?
I do not eat old goat. I hard pass on old goat.
Hard pass. Fair enough. You mean the older it is, you know, it's not like dry aged, it's more tender?
Yeah, it's dry aged on the body.
On the bone? Yeah. Oh, it's walking. All right. Josh and Babe want to know, our temporary moderators, so they put $100 in the chat. Have you always had a passion for cooking, or where did your passion come from?
I didn't really when I was younger. And then when I kind of got out there on my own, when I joined the Air Force, I really got tired of eating dining facility food, which is like the cafeteria on the Air Force base. And so I grew up eating Mama Lyles's cooking. Like, that was my standard of food. And then all of a sudden I was stuck with, you know, worse than your high school cafeteria food. And at that point, I really started to work on learning how to cook and watching YouTube videos like some of the people out here create. And over time, just sort of picked up a passion for it. I think that you can learn passion like over time. You know what I mean? Like, you're not necessarily born with something, but you discover it, you try it, you go down the rabbit hole, and all of a sudden you're in love with it.
So you're catching a little flack here in the chat because we got 2 trained chefs that are saying mutton is sheep, not goat.
And tomato, whatever. I don't eat it.
4-legged furry fuckers. It's all right.
They're probably right. Like, I don't like, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't eat it, so of course I don't know.
There you go.
I will say this, mutton, for as far as like Kentucky doesn't have really a barbecue flavor. But when they try to get into the conversation of like, oh, we're a barbecue region too, like Texas barbecue or Kansas City or Memphis. Like they go to Western Kentucky, and what Western Kentucky brings to the table is mutton, and it's just not. I just don't like it. That's just me, personal taste.
Well, you know, it's not for everybody, that's for sure. So,
do you eat mutton, Kent?
I've never had the chance to try it, to be honest with you.
You have to try it.
Never have. So I can't say it's good or it's bad, to be honest with you. I mean, that'd be kind of a, you know, uninformed opinion. So, all right. Goats have weird eyes. Who wants to eat something weird eyes? Dan, Smoky Goodness. So, let's see. I am caught up on questions for now. So,
somebody asked if the Chair Force veteran didn't like the cuisine. Yeah, no, I did not. And I did fly a desk. I am open in admitting that.
All right. So you're just offending everybody tonight. Great job. All right.
I'm good for one rant a night. I've already hit my rant.
Sounds good to me.
Boy, did you. You got 10 from the chat on that.
That's funny. There's where all the thumbs down came from. Thanks a lot, Chandler.
I'm sorry, man. I messed with your ratio. I apologize. I'm bringing the polarization tonight. What can I say?
It's all right. You know, a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Too many shots. Whatever. It's good.
Variety.
A little what?
Low variety.
Little variety.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Little controversy.
You can't be afraid.
Controversy is the word I'm looking for.
I think too many times people are afraid on the internet to have an opinion and to stand for something. And like, we don't have to all agree on something. That's the beautiful thing about where we live is that, or, you know, you can think the way you think and I can think the way I think. And hey, we can still be friends after that. That's it.
All right. CJ,
hey, hold on.
No, it's my turn. Keith Bettag says, we serve mutton every year at the Labor Day Bash. Ask Chandler what he thinks of burgoo. We will have that as well.
Burgoo's great. Burgoo's like it's like an everything stew. It's like a Brunswick stew in Georgia. It's very similar to that. It's kind of all the bits and pieces left over combined in a vegetable soup is sort of the best way I know to describe it. So it's awesome.
We have a couple people in the chat that really, don't care about other people's opinions. Like, do you really need a so-and-so here? That guy's in the chat for sure.
That's his opinion. He's allowed to have it. That's cool. Exactly. I'm allowed to say you're a dumbass. Like, that's the world we live in, man.
So, Babe kind of, Babe from Josh and Babe said that that's how we stay good friends with Mr. and Mrs. CJ, because we may have differing opinions on things, but like, it is what it is, man. No one is gonna agree with you on everything, and it doesn't matter. As long as you're happy, you're good people, it ain't matter. All right, I'm gonna kind of jump through. I know you've seen the list of questions already, but I'm gonna jump through. We're coming on almost an hour two, so we're gonna jump through a couple of these, kind of our lifetime questions, and then if we need to, we'll come back a little bit. Christie's Cookie Chow has a lifetime question. And what is the best and worst thing you've ever made, whether it was been on film or not, just whatever?
Let's see here. The best thing I've ever made is I recently made a cast iron fried ribeye for the first time, and I've done ribeyes in cast iron before. I had never done it with the garlic butter thyme bath, and that just made the flavor so much better. The worst thing I ever made was when I was in high school. I was learning how to cook, and I was just making shit up with the mac and cheese that I was trying to make. And I was like, at one point I had read an article that McDonald's put sugar in their French fries, and that's how they made them so good. And so I was like, oh, if I put a little bit of sugar in this mac and cheese, it'll be great. And it was so bad. It tasted like sugar macaroni waffles. Like, it was so bad. But, hey, don't be afraid to try stuff. But that was easily the worst thing I've ever made, for sure.
All right, cool. 3 channels you watch. One big, one small, and one you think should be bigger.
3 channels I watch. That's a good question. I should have written something down for this. I would say 3 channels I watch. I tend to skew towards the bigger channels. I really like Gary Vaynerchuk. I like his channels from a business perspective. He's really helpful with business and marketing stuff. What were the other 2? The
one big, one small, and one you think should be bigger.
One small would be I got to say my guy Mikey from Man Meat Barbecue, who has a podcast, who I don't know if you guys know or not, but he's been doing a podcast for a couple years now. He just started a YouTube channel. He's got like 100-something subscribers. So definitely go check him out, Man Meat Barbecue. He should definitely be bigger. And then say the last one more time.
One small.
A small channel.
Short channel.
Booger said what?
One short channel. Booger's like 4'8". So
yeah, that would be my answer. Booger would be my answer. Yeah, there you go. I would say one small channel that everybody needs to check out would be the Mama Lyles YouTube channel, because she's awesome.
Oh, now that's a good boy,
That's a good boy right there. Love it. All right. Let's talk
bringing up the rear, man. Finishing strong. That's right.
I love it. I love it. Who would be on your personal Mount Rushmore? 4 people you love and admire that you want to put up on a statue.
Oh God, man.
I know 2 of them already, just from your answers earlier.
Oh God, like I hope I don't mess that up. I would put. Let's see here. I look at the Rushmore question like, who shapes your life? Like, who are the people that you look at to kind of be the guiding tent poles in your life? So obviously, I would put my mom and my dad up there.
Bing bang, winner.
Is that who? Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
I would put my mom and my dad up there. They've been a big inspiration and a huge help to get me where I'm at now. I would put Dave Ramsey on that Mount Rushmore. Honestly, he helped me. This is kind of out of left field, but his program helped me get onto a financial path that I could afford to, leave my job with the Air Force and start a business and not make a lot of money for a little while. And then the other one, 4 would be Gary Vaynerchuk for sure. I would say that, he is really shaped my understanding of marketing and how to really help your small business compete, against big guys. And that's without his knowledge, like without him giving it all away for free, like there's no way that we would have survived this long. So that would be my 4 from Mount Rushmore.
Very cool. Kent, go ahead.
Jason just put Man Meat Barbecue, his link in the chat. So maybe we can get him a little help there too.
Yeah, definitely. Chandler and I, we talked a little bit about getting Man Meat Barbecue on the hot seat too, and see what we can really, see if we can get them a little more notoriety on YouTube for sure. So, as our PR manager, put that one in the works too.
I can make that one happen too.
Are you writing all this stuff down? Because I know these Kentucky beers have been taking it out of you a little bit.
Hey, look at it this way. He'll watch the replay and you'll get more, another view and a little more airtime.
Fair enough.
That's right.
Good thinking, Kent. That's why we'll keep you around, baby.
Chandler, tear that shit up, throw it away, so you got to rewatch. CJ needs it.
Clearly need the views.
And
get those watch through numbers up.
It'll help my paycheck too. It's all viewer based. So
it'll help my paycheck too. Now I'm on the payroll now too, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go back to one of my questions that I love to ask you: is if Hollywood were gonna make a movie about you, your channel, the profit, everything, who's playing the lead, dog?
Oh man, who is I'm gonna go with Justin Timberlake. Would be the leading actor. Just because it's good for comedy. Good callback there. Yeah, if you don't get that reference, you came in too late. Just go back to the beginning of the episode and watch it.
I love it. Guys in the chat, if you want to throw your thoughts on who would play him, besides Justin Timberlake. Go ahead. Kent is pin flipping you this time, I believe.
Amen. First time ever I pin flipped a guest.
He pin flipped a guest. That just happened.
Wait, why am I getting pin flipped? Now I'm confused on the pin flipping. I think I got to figure it out.
It's because you said Justin Timberlake and he's a hater. He doesn't recognize true talent that can act, sing, comedy, SNL. You know, he's true talent.
I see a fedora in my next 30 days.
Jack Black is one that threw in there. That's cool. Daddy Cooks is in the house. He said John Stamos.
What's up,
I don't know, Phil. I may have to agree to disagree on that one. Let's see here. Fluffy. Terry Lyles said Fluffy. That's
family love right there. I'll tell you, I will say that if Jack Black played me, I'd be pretty excited about that. If you guys seen his YouTube channel, like, it's amazing. You should watch it.
Jack Black had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's called like Jablinski Games or something like that. It's awesome. It's quintessential Jack Black built into YouTube. It's hilarious.
Right on. I like it. All right.
You know what? I got one to throw at him, being a Georgia boy. He's not that big in the Hollywood scene, but Robbie Royals.
Who's that?
Barbecue cook from Rescue Smokers from Sycamore, Georgia.
Ah, cool.
I have to look him up.
You know what? I saw him on Pitmasters last night. There you go. I see it.
Robbie Royals.
Yeah, I see it.
He's not old enough or gray enough to be Myron Mixon. The other
No. Let's see. Cooking with Little Spice. Melissa's in the house. Welcome. Someone said, "Who the fuck?" Nice. Phil from Daddy Cooks is in the house. We got a fellow veteran in the hot seat tonight. He's an Air Force boy, so little tip of the cap to him for sure. All right.
Somebody asked what my job was in the Air Force. I'm doing Kent's job again. So
there it goes.
Kent just wrote it down. I saw it. So I was at Andrews Air Force Base in DC for 4 years.
This is why we don't let the guests stare at the chat.
I would say this, like, I'm not just a guest now. I'm now on the payroll, so we can bring this up at our next company-wide, meeting, all hands-on meeting. I was a contracting specialist, so I spent taxpayer money. That's what I did.
Booger says she's a 20-year retired Air Force wife. Damn it. Daddy Cook said his dad was in Air Force 23 years. There we go. And a Navy mom. That's right. Booger's daughter's in the Navy. I can see Kent.
Kent is so mad right now. I'm literally never invited back. Kent's like, that
Kent, we hired him.
Kent,
we hired him. How you got to talk to him? Are you taking a shot right now for free? Fair enough.
Fucking new help is hard to find. I'm telling you.
Today's labor market is tight, man. It's tough.
Hey, you remember that video of yours that just came up? You better put take two on that. That time I got fired again.
How I got hired and fired within 1 hour.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Chandler, would you like to scroll back up through the chat? Jimmy Q had a question about chili. You might as well answer that too.
Oh, God,
I'm a Skyline chili guy. I don't do I don't like Gold Star as much as Skyline. See, he thought he was gonna get one over on me, but he didn't. Yeah, Skyline over Gold Star. That's me. So that's where I'm at.
We put it down, bro.
I'm a professional PR guy. I'm monitoring the questions and the comments. I need to get a temperature on what the fans are thinking right now for us.
He's got a bigger pen right now. What is that?
I've never I've never been happier in my entire life. What is he doing?
Is that hot sauce, Kent? Use your words, buddy.
Use your words, buddy.
What kind of shot are you taking?
Jalapeno hot sauce.
He's ready to spit that fire, man. It's time to spit fire. Let's go.
He's getting fired up. All right. Let's see here. You know, Chef just said I need to give the blue wrench to just Babe of Josh and Babe. Josh.
Now all of a sudden, Chef's a genius. Who said that?
No, hey, listen. Shut your pie hole. I'm not agreeing with Chef.
You ought to be.
I don't think that's a good idea tonight because Josh, he's a sensitive soul, and we're not going to take that from him. All right? So just relax, son. All right.
It's my favorite ending to any of these ever.
This hot seat has gone off the rails more than once, and I blame.
I gotta tell you, I think the Kent and I dynamic is fantastic. I mean, we have a nice, back and forth where I do his job.
Hey,
CJ, you need to up your game a little bit. I'm telling you.
Seriously, Chandler. When I retire, you can take over the hot seat, brother.
He's doing shots of hot sauce.
You could jump on the hot seat and be Kent's co-host. Ken will be the head dog, taking shots of hot sauce on purpose.
That wasn't bad. That was just Chipotle.
Why are you taking shots of hot sauce?
Because I mean, hey,
don't question your authority. Got it.
My fucking man cave, my rules. Shut up, bitch.
He's not had enough pain tonight. He's like, I gotta amp it up.
Well, the shots have been a little bit heavy duty because he just called me a bitch. So let's see here.
I think we're going into all new kind of first tonight with me. I'm pretty excited about this.
We had a first last week. Last week I called him sir 3 times by accident.
And look how it changes week over week.
He's like overcorrecting back the other way.
I know.
There horrible. You
go. All right, cool. Smokey Joe's Pit Barbecue said he's sensitive to and doesn't have a blue wrench. Smokey Joe's $75 gets you a blue wrench. We're giving you a deal.
Why are you discounting the price? What is this?
Well, we like him better.
Chandler.
Why am I doing like? Why do you hire me right now? Like, it's $100. Like, don't discount yourself. Like,
you guys heard it first. Chandler said $100. Sorry. All right.
It's a wonderful branded thing to say. Hey, I got a blue wrench.
Corey said, "What the fuck?"
Oh man, Corey, we love you. We just love messing with you. You know it. Don't. I hope Corey doesn't take what we do personally. So.
Smoking Joe's is my favorite comment of the night.
What do you say?
Hot seat is awesome.
Awesome, yeah. See, Daddy Cook said, I want to come to all of my YouTube friends' places. Hey, we're meeting Phil in Vegas. August trip, Phil. Get it on the calendar. I'm sending you invite.
Just don't make it the 17th.
Check. Why?
I have a catering.
Okay. Well, as long as that's all that matters. All right. Can we get back to the real questions here instead of all this grab-assing?
Well, I suppose. It's your show. Do what the hell you want.
Oh, I've lost this show a long time ago. Stop it. All right. Fucking A. Love you, buddy.
I said Chandler.
I don't care. I jumped in on it.
Oh, I suppose.
I suppose. Let's see here. Not that we think you're going to go to jail for murder or anything like that, or you're dying tomorrow, but what would your last meal be?
Last meal would be a ribeye steak, really good mashed potatoes. My mom's mashed potatoes. She makes better mashed potatoes than anybody else. And then like lobster as a side. Like that would be my last meal. I was gonna say vegetables, but then I was like, it's my last meal. I don't give a shit.
I thought you'd say Mama Lyles mac and cheese.
No, I think I've eaten too much mac and cheese, so I don't need to eat it one more time. But I don't eat ribeye steaks and mashed potatoes all the time.
And Chef said, and old goat.
Nice. Babe of Josh and Babe said, did anyone catch my comment regarding me winning the Battle of the Kitchens? You know what? It's altogether possible, Bethany, and I can't wait to see you go against my boy Kent. It's gonna be drama.
That subtle flex there was nice. I appreciate that. That was a nice comment.
It's a slight flex. Dude, Corey got put the hammer down by Easy Bake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. It wasn't me. Don't blame me. See, not only does Kent hate you, Kentucky hates you.
That's funny. CJ said, Daddy Cook said, grab this show by the ass and go blue, 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 dead center. LOL.
That's awesome.
You know, I think you should give everybody a blue wrench butt, Corey.
Ooh, I like it.
And shape. And shape.
That would make no blue wrench special though. So yeah, think about that.
All right, Tom's Food Factory is trying to make up for whatever earlier the Amway comment. Lyles' comments are true to make it today. So Tom's Food Factory, cheers to you, brother. Do you got another one, Kent, poured, or you got more hot sauce?
No, I'm gonna pour a little whiskey on that hot sauce.
Dude, your gut's gonna be hurting, man.
Dude, come on. I eat spicy food every day.
I know you're a pro and all, man, but dude, straight hot sauce? Corey, no.
That was rowdy.
All right, I'm down to my last question. So, Kent, you want to wrap it up? You got anything else to say? Yeah,
I'd love to ask you a couple more, but Chandler already answered them out of the chat. So I'm done. Hey, Chandler, thanks for the extended break. I got a little, I normally only get a 15-minute break during the hot seat, but you gave me about at least a half hour tonight.
Hey, you know what? We like to get after it over here. And I just want to say, Chair Force officers, we know how to make computers work. So this is my special.
Well, yeah, it's all about that team effort. You just step in and help a guy when he's down. I understand.
Hey, you looked like you've been working hard. You had 2 episodes last week. See, I did it again. 2 episodes last week. You're going to have 2 more again this week.
Well, I'm just doing sure going to have 1 this week. We'll see about the second one.
Oh, you always get rehired. But I haven't fired
anything about getting fired. I might just call in sick.
You ain't calling in nowhere.
Yeah, I'm going to make Johnny Maggs be your co-host.
Oh, good Lord. I don't even got anything to say to that.
I know. That's the beauty of it. Him and I have already talked about it.
Hold on. Daddy Cooks said he's having a mediocre day today. Y'all lifted up my spirits over here in the Middle East. Got to say thanks for that. We love you guys. Phil, we love you too, brother. I'm glad this, few minutes of shenanigans brightened up your day. So we have a good
shenanigans.
What's that?
Hey, a few minutes, man.
A couple hours of
shenanigans. That's good. Our guys overseas need that. I mean, I know Phil's not in anymore, but he's still doing the same sort of thing.
Definitely.
And appreciate everything he does over there too. So.
Yes, sir. All right. You two done jaw jacking over there?
Wait. SmokeyGoodness. Hashtag burp replaces burp as of tonight.
I'm happy to have left my mark on today's episode.
You will be talked about in the future.
Oh, my.
That's okay.
And in a better context than the devil herself, Alicia.
Yeah, we love Alicia.
Yeah, we just hated her that next morning.
Oh, good Lord. Yes, we did. All right. Chandler, you got anything to say to the people on their way out?
No, I the only thing I'll say is a hard sales pitch right hook. I'd love for you guys to go over to my YouTube channel and check it out. It's a little different. It's not just food recipes. It's a little bit of business advice too. So I'd love to get your opinion on the different shit I'm doing over there. So that's it. Thank you so much, CJ, Kent, for having me on tonight. Kent, for letting me do your job. Like I've had a great time doing that. And CJ, you're a fantastic host as well. And when you're ready to give up the throne to Kent, like I'll step in.
Well, Kent, you and Chandler can work that out. When
I work for Kent. Let me be honest.
Yeah, he works. No, it's true. You're hired on, but you work for Kent. And we all work for
an assistant.
Oh yeah, you got an assistant, and we all work for the CFO too. So
she's the boss. I agree.
Love you, baby doll.
I think she's watching upstairs, but I don't know that she's down here to hear that, buddy. I forgot to ask the one last question I always ask is, who do you think should be on the hot seat?
I would say either I got to go with my buddy Mikey over at Mammy Barbecue. Either him, he's been doing barbecue content creation for 5 years. His podcast, I mean, he's got a couple hundred episodes now. He's been doing it for the community for a long time. Either him or my mom, Mama Lyles, would be a great guest as well.
Very
so
cool.
That's it.
Well,
I got to stop talking before I burp again.
Nice. We'll definitely work that out for both of those people. I see Daddy Cook said when he gets home, he wants to do a super shot edition of the hot seat. Really, so we will set that up for you definitely. Phil, that'd be awesome for sure. Big Vino said $1.99 free brisket. So
he's a cool dude. He's another content creator here in Lexington. He does he's got life from a big man perspective. He played offensive line, either offensive or defensive line at the University of Kentucky. So he talks about all the problems of being a big man in the world. So it's awesome. I love it.
Well, he'll definitely fit in with this crew. Jeez.
Yeah, he likes barbecue for sure. He gets down.
All right, I'm going to his channel right now. We're gonna subscribe. All right, I'm subscribed. Very cool. Thank you for the super chat, Big Vino. Everybody check him out. All you big boys in the chat, you know.
Well, between you and me, we just pushed him to 50 then.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so couple little announcements before we shut this down. The Hangout link, I'll put it in the chat. Chandler, make sure you stay put. People will join in afterwards, okay? Let's see here. This Friday, Soul Food Cooking on Facebook is having a creator roundtable at 6 p.m. Pacific. I plan on joining in on that. It won't be live. It won't be on YouTube, sorry. It'll be live, but it will be via Facebook. I don't know who all is going on there, but he asked me to stop by for a little bit, so I'm going to jump on there. Just talking about creating content and being creators, the problems that are faced and so on. So that's that announcement. The other announcement is this Friday at 7 p.m. thereabouts, myself and my son Trent are going to go live on my channel, and we're doing the Coco Fuego challenge that Daddy Cooks did, Josh and Babe did. Josh and Babe nominated us to do it. I think Smokey Joe's Pit Barbecue did it too. So I bought a couple of – go ahead, buddy.
JP did it too.
Oh, yeah, JP Barbecue.
His apprentice is at –
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I watched that one. All right, so basically I'm doing it kind of – $5 from each of the chocolates gets donated to prostate cancer. So I will be doing kind of like an a-thon, like we did with Harry Sue. We're going to raise money for prostate cancer via super shots. Well, not super shots. I'm not taking super shots with that chocolate, but super chats. So I hope you guys can be there, support us. 100% of what YouTube gives me back from the super chats will go towards prostate cancer. And I have a charity already set up for that. So I hope you guys can be there for that, watching me and my son go through tons of pain. And that's it, man. So I hope y'all can be there. All right. So again, I'm going to put the Hangout link in the chat. Please don't jump on until we jump off. And Chandler, thank you so much for being on. Great talking to you. I'm glad we got to know each other a bit in the last few what the fuck? We get to see CJ's prostate. No, we're not looking at my prostate. Although
no, he said we get to see it melt.
Oh, got it. Mrs. CJ offered to do a prostate exam on camera. I said no. So anyway, Chandler, thank you so much for being on, man. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Obviously, you're hired now, so you'll be more part of the hot seat, more part of our groups for sure. Kent, as always, I hope people realize in the chat and watching in the future and all that stuff that we do really love each other. We love to bust each other's balls, the pin flip, all that bullshit. It's just for fun. And if anybody ever takes that seriously, they're freaking high. So we have a great time, and that's why we do it. And we do it sometimes twice a week. We do it, for you guys. We'll do it on the weekend. We love the hot seat and talking to each other. So talking to these wonderful guests. So
Big Vino wanted to know when the next one is. It will be Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
And this Thursday's guest is Big Rob D from Chilling and Grilling with Rob D. So looking forward to chatting with that fellow. And we're going to have a good time. All right. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for being here tonight. Get that hangout link. Jump on, okay? Have a good one, guys. See you on Thursday.